I think we just lost Chris F.
Yeah, he's kind of frozen there, unless he just makes that face all the time and just sits there. Oh well, it happens. Okay, so I just hit the broadcast button and I didn't say anything about what this is. So if anybody's actually watching yet, which nobody is, what episode is this? This is episode 3. I entitled it "A Deal with Mordred" of our Corporia game, Emerald Knights. It's been It's been like 2 or 3 weeks since we were able to get back together. The holidays is very stressful on gaming, as everybody in the universe knows. And then we're going to have another couple weeks off because of Christmas, and then after Christmas I'll be out of town for a week, but we'll see how far we get today. So we're going to start with housekeeping. I want to do everything at once all the time, so I have to like make a list. Do things one at a time. I'm going to be redoing the initiative rules. To start off with, we're going to have, I'm going to house rule it as Popcorn Initiative. Does anybody here not know what Popcorn Initiative is?
I do not know what Popcorn Initiative is.
I'm not familiar with it.
Okay, Popcorn Initiative is, so what will happen is the sides will roll. Instead of each individual person rolling for their initiative, a representative on the side of the Knights will roll, and then I will roll on the side of everything that's attacking you. It will be 1d6, and then we'll add to that a bonus equal to the highest person's initiative bonus in the group. So if you've got a Knight that's got +7, it'll be 1d6 +7. If I have a zombie that has +18, they'll get 1d6 +18. That's one hell of a zombie. Then on your side, you guys get to decide who goes first. Whoever gets to go first, that side gets to decide who goes first. Once you are done with your initiative, you pass it on like popcorn to the next person. You just choose somebody that you pass it on to. So you guys might want to think about how to do that a little bit strategically. It's a little bit. If you want somebody to go last, you can make sure to peg them last. You can also send your popcorn to one of the NPCs, or on my side. So you could say 2 people on this side could go, and then they could say we want the monsters to go, and then I could have 2 monsters to go, and then they could pop back to you guys, and then back and forth. And then we just restart it the next round, and we just keep going. We don't roll for every single round, so you'll just have the same initiative throughout the entire fight. I think that'll speed up combat a little bit, because I always try individual initiative and I always end up hating it. And then I'll keep track of it also through the turn counter in Roll20, the same way we did before, except it'll be by sides, and then I'll knock each one of you down a list when you'll see when we do it. It's easier to show it than to explain it. That's how you keep track of who's gone and who hasn't gone. Okay, what else? I'm also adding some new rules for something that I'm going to call a horde. And when we get to a horde, I'll explain what the rules are. But I wanted to, after reading some of the Arthurian stories about, knights taking on like 30 other knights at a time and beating them down, it was like, we really need to have some epic combat in here without the weight of having to kill 30 different knights. So I came up with some horde rules that I think are kind of cool and will be fun, and hopefully we'll get to them tonight and see if we can try them out a little bit. That's all for house rules. Anybody have any questions before I make you sing for your supper?
Nope.
Awesome. No questions. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is, in order to get a flux point from the last adventure we ran, you have to tell me how you use your public trait in some way, shape, or form during the role play.
One of your public traits.
What are the public traits? Are different?
One of the. We have 2.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, and you can only get one point, so you can't, use them both. Right, or 3. You should have 3 too. Some of you still only have 2, so make sure you add a 3rd public trait. And Noah, your character sheet is incomplete.
What am I missing?
All sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I can send you one that has
Well,
Every box filled in.
open up D20. I mean, roll 20.
Ah, that's what we're missing. Okay.
Yeah, and go in there and just fill it in there, and then.
You got it.
It's pretty self-explanatory. You weren't here when I said it, but I made new character sheets for everybody in Roll20 that makes the information a little bit more condensed for me to be able to actually read it, and I think it works a little better. And I got rid of some crap that, honestly, I'm never going to use. Like, I'm never going to make you guys reload your weapons.
Then why did I buy ammo?
Okay. Every once in a while, do me a favor and buy some ammo.
So we're not going to do the thing on Archer where we're like, no, that was 8 bullets. I counted. Like, we watched an episode of Archer where he did that, and then we watched some other, like Jessica Jones or something. They're like, nope, that was 9.
Too many bullets. There was one in the chamber.
Yeah. You become Rain Man after you.
You feel lucky, punk.
All right. So does anybody want to start telling me to get a flux point?
I'll start.
Go ahead.
Because I optimistically, sent out a blast to try and get a rave started at the church.
That's very optimistic.
Yeah.
Maybe delusional, but
yeah.
Okay, I'll buy that. All right, you get 1 flux point.
Woo!
Gorlois attempted to nobly sacrifice himself to distract the enemy from the operation going on in the basement.
And you were pretty successful at that. I mean, you got caught, so.
Right. Well, I didn't distract as many people as I wanted to, but.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You can have a flux point for that. All right. Next.
I'm gonna go with eccentric, as I'm pretty sure both my dealings with the young ladies at the divination house, and with my conversation with Mordred showed that. And I believe my conversation with Mordred also showed gets bored easily.
Oh, yes, definitely. Okay. Go right ahead.
And I also wanted to know at this point if I could change one of my public traits and one of my private traits now that I've played the character a little more and kind of have an idea.
Absolutely.
I want to know if I could change idealistic to irreverent.
Okay.
And if I could change sees inaccurate visions of the future to I'll think more on this later, but essentially trying to create like the Celtic destiny of King Arthur as opposed to the Christianized destiny of King Arthur.
Okay. Yeah, find a good way to word that. I like that. That's interesting.
Yes, so a lot less of find the Holy Grail and more of find the Lena de Bana, and less of the angels coming down, and more of like the fairies coming and taking babies.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll find a better way to word that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. All right, who else?
Kat?
I haven't heard from Kat.
Kat said she doesn't think she used hers. I don't believe her. But her public and private trains aren't on her little character sheet, so I'm not going to argue it for her.
Kat does not know how to cheat well enough.
Okay, you definitely had antisocial and social anxiety.
She's got devious, social anxiety, and I'm going to put it on her new character sheet. Somehow I didn't make it there.
And also, you literally broke into a church. I think
We all broke into a church.
No, you broke in and we followed you. We, if anything, assisted your break-in.
That's true. I think, yeah. I think the social anxiety bit got in there a little bit. And I'm sure devious got in there. You broke a couple of locks. That's devious. That's devious.
Stacey, can you hear me?
I can't hear you very well at all. I can barely hear you.
Wow.
I have to get you guys a remote mic so you can pass it back and forth.
She's asking, how do you distinguish using a public trait as an individual as opposed to as a group?
Well, I would say if the group does it, you're still part of the group, so it still counts. Just the rest of the people are going along with you at the moment.
I'm going to get a tiny blonde sock puppet. Be my wife. All good stuff.
I'm not a sock puppet.
All right. Miles, what about you?
I kind of cheated when I picked the traits, so loyal, dependable, and skeptical are really easy to just kind of do, so I'm okay with not getting the point for cheating too hard.
All right. Okay.
Lamorak makes his own rules, and he didn't even show up. So I think
I like it. Give that man a
finish
flux
his character
point.
sheet.
You can have mine as well.
Yeah.
All right, Noah, you can have a flux point.
Yes.
And don't forget,
Delicious flux
whenever you mark a flux point that I give you, you can also mark a build point.
Okay.
Can we spend build points?
Not yet. You
Okay.
are right in the middle of something right now, so I want you to have a little bit of downtime before, like literally right in the middle of something.
You got it.
All right.
All right, how many ounces is that cup, Stacy? That's
24.
huge.
It's not that big. It's insulated, so it looks like it's bigger than it actually is.
24 is not that big.
Yeah.
Like at work, I see people with like enormous things.
64-ounce bucket.
It depends on what's in it, whether or not it's big. If that's all gin, that's a lot of gin. If it's water, yeah, that's not so much, but
So what you're saying is it should be half gin.
I think it should be more than that if it's gin. But that's just me.
I did see somebody one time come in and like took a whole fresh-made pot of coffee, pour it into their giant thing, and then did not start a new pot of coffee.
Ugh,
How rude.
that's harsh.
And did you stop them?
I don't drink coffee.
You're no true knight.
I've been there like 3 weeks. I was keeping my head down.
Okay. Let me get this. All right, do you guys remember where we left off?
I do.
Gonna share with the group?
When last we left our intrepid knights, we had gone to visit a group of supposed future-seen witches out in, I think, Redmond or something, some little suburb, maybe Tacoma. But we'd gone out there. We went to their house that was in a not great part of town, and we went up to them. We went inside. They offered us tea and cucumber sandwiches made from the wrong kind of cucumber. And then they offered to show us their future scene cauldron. And so either we all got super high or we got to see the future. In the future, there was a big dragon, and then there was what was pretty clearly Arthur coming in from presumably Avalon.
I mean,
Minor correction, we didn't know that it's a dragon. It could have been a wyvern.
Yeah, I didn't major in dragons. All right. I don't know what type. I don't know, like the genus and everything else. It's got scales. It's got claws.
And you're supposed to be our wizard.
Yes. It's a dragon-esque. It had the je ne sais quoi of a dragon. Anyway, hold on. My dog has to scream at something under the bed. And so we went in and looked around, and yeah, their magic's pretty legit, but they're also kind of aching for money. So we told them we'd talk to Lance and see if we could get them on the payroll. We then booked it over to the church, where we found that there was probably another sort of supernatural safe thing that had let the mole rats in last time. So we wanted to go see if that had been attacked or how it was connected. It turned out to be an old church. We pulled a little bit of the old flim-flam on the guy, went downstairs, broke in their little door, and it turned out that the place was guarded and looked after by none other than the captain, or Mordred. And so he sent his bad guys in a big black van to come and beat us. And
Many big black fans.
Big black van. And to come and defeat us. And so one of us nobly ran into a kitchen where he disguised himself as a line cook, and the rest of us sort of holed up and prepared to fight. But the most handsome one amongst us was able to negotiate and was able to say that if you we'll tell you what we know about these guys, who are very much on like the wanting to open these doorways, whereas both of us kind of want to keep them closed. So we tell him what we knew, he told us what he knew, and we would meet later at a neutral location if he would let us go. And then we did. What did I leave out?
Nothing. I think you got it all. Or
Who do
close
you?
enough. Gorloy did get captured. So.
Not girly, Gorlois.
I didn't say girly, I said Gorloy. He did get captured.
Who did he get captured by?
Mordred's forces. The people that he was trying to distract actually caught him.
But Mordred didn't let him go?
Not yet.
Yeah.
So the person brokering the deal didn't think to get our guy let go ahead of time? Really? Come on, man!
He's his grandfather. He just wants to have a little bit of a family reunion. That's all. I mean, why would you deny him the opportunity to have a nice little chit chat with Granddad?
Because it's Mordred.
Also, I didn't know he was.
There's neither chitting nor chatting with that man.
Like when I made that deal, he was just hanging out in the kitchen. I didn't know he would go from making guacamole to being a prisoner like that.
Well, that's because you weren't in the kitchen with him, so
Exactly.
You knew that.
No way that happened.
Exactly. So And Mordred's just kind of that kind of guy. He's whatever. He wants to make a point. Actually, the entire time that Gorlois. Say that again.
Gorlois.
I can't say that. You're just gonna have to deal with Gorlois.
Yeah, not for nothing, but that's an awful French name for somebody Cornish.
You could go with Gorlois.
Gorlois, yeah, there you go. Hey, Lois. The entire time that you're there, I mean, for probably the first couple of hours or so, for the first hour, you're kind of alone after going through quote unquote processing, which is taking away all of your armor and your weapons and kind of throwing you in a room. It's not a cell; it's a room, but cell. And the door's locked. But then he comes in and starts chatting with you all about how. What he's doing is he's he spends his time trying to convince you that his way is the right way.
Ooh.
Don't listen to him, Lois.
Okay, if you would prefer the Welsh, it's gurles.
No, I can't do that either. My mouth doesn't move like that. I haven't practiced. So, but you know what his basic thing is that this is a battle between chaos and order, and Lancelot and Arthur have absolutely no intention of completely banishing magic, and he wants to get it completely under control so that order has the day. And don't you want to join him for that? It's a family thing.
As a matter of fact, Gurles is amenable to talking to Mordred about his vision for what the future might look like. What he feels like he's better able to make changes in that if he stays part of Lancelot's organization.
So you're
Not only that, he's got a contract.
He shrugs and he says, "Lawyers, I could get you out of the contract if I wanted to, but you're suggesting being a double agent?"
That's such a loaded term.
Well, it's accurate.
I would need to be persuaded that what you propose happening would be better than what Lancelot's vision is.
Well, naturally, it would be better because I'm not him, for starters.
That is a point in your favor, I will admit.
Of course. You saw how... Well, maybe you didn't, actually. You were dead. You know how my father failed at his task.
I know that that's what some of the stories that I've read, because there's like 9 different versions.
No, yeah, well, I'll clear that up for you right now, and I killed him.
Well, yeah, that was a popular result, but some of them said that he didn't actually die, and it's pretty clear that, at least in some sense of the word, none of us did.
Well,
yeah, but as I recall from most of the stories, she didn't come out all that great either.
hey, I've been gotten a lot of bad press. It's really been an unfair attack by the media.
Well, some of them were French, so they. So I wanted to give the benefit of the doubt on that, but more just not in sort of ad hominem arguments here, but more on the order of, outcomes, because ultimately that's what matters, and what kind of outcome you're working towards.
Well, the outcome that I'm working towards is coming to a place where order takes control over the streets again, and we can get this whole flux event under control. I want to stop it. I want to end it.
Just obliterate magic altogether.
Entirely.
Doesn't our presence here depend on that flux? Isn't the flux the reason any of us are here again?
Well, that's how we got here. That doesn't mean that we're going to disappear as soon as it goes away. I mean, the flux event that brought you here is long gone, and you're still here.
Right, but there's still, flux, whatever it is. I'm not a scientist, bouncing around. How do you know that our continuing presence depend on some of that. And not only that, I mean, there's nothing inherently evil about it either. It is what it is. I mean, the flux events and
So
monsters
you're saying you
plopping up.
don't agree with me and you don't want to join me?
I'm saying that your argument is based on flux is evil, therefore it needs to go away, or
Well,
chaotic at least.
You've seen the things that magic has wrought.
Yeah, I've
if
seen all kinds of things that magic has wrought.
If these seals are opened, then a dragon is set to descend upon the earth. I mean, I've had visions that are terrifying.
Right. Every culture has their apocalypse.
Yeah, this one's real.
Okay. Well.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not going to tell you that I'm definitely out. But I need to see a bit more of what you're made of before I can make a decision.
All right, that's a fair enough deal. And in exchange, you have to realize that I need to know that I can trust you.
I'm sure the feeling is mutual.
So just watch how we handle this particular dragon problem, and see how it goes from there. How about that?
I think that's a reasonable proposal.
Brilliant. Sit tight, and when we go and meet up with your friends, I'll take you with us.
Uh-huh.
He leaves you in lockup.
That's fine. It's not that much less comfortable than my usual digs.
All right. Back at HQ. I feel like there should be a neat graphic that comes and goes.
Batman spin.
Like a sword going.
Yeah, that's it.
Splits
Tumbling into the
half.
end as
Yep.
it goes. Yeah.
So you guys are gonna go back and you guys are gonna let I assume you're gonna let Lance know what happened. Correct?
Precisely. I'll tell it exactly as I told it earlier.
Right, so okay, he listens patiently. And then he says that you're certain this is Mordred that you talked to.
Unless it's someone who has his level of douchiness, that's hard to imitate. That would take a flux douche event of a magnitude of 5. It would be rather remarkable.
He sighs. I don't understand why the bad ones have to come back too.
You don't understand why magic needs balance.
No.
Magic doesn't need balance. That's the whole point.
Exactly.
It's magic. It's not the Force. Come on.
When you do a thing, a different thing happens. Like when I
Did
push
you
the
ever stop
door.
to think that maybe you're doing it wrong?
You're doing it wrong.
Now. All right.
Stupid physical laws of the universe.
Pah!
Physics schmizics.
Exactly.
Well then, I suppose your next step is going to be to meet with Mordred.
Indeed. I had an idea for a place to meet.
Oh yes? What's that?
Okay. What is a company that isn't us and isn't them that has like a museum? It would have to be like a big company, like a AAA. They have security and everything.
Let me see here.
A company that has a museum?
Or they serve as security for a museum. But yeah, a lot of museums are private.
I'm sure they all have some form of a museum, but
some place where there would be a lot of video surveillance, where one of us could go up and, if we're in danger, could touch a painting, and then we'd have guys coming up all around us. If the other guy tried to pull something, we'd feel safe, he'd feel safe, and nobody could, get away with any shenanigans without a whole lot of other shenanigans going down. Also, shenanigans.
Shenanigans. Hang on, I'm glancing through them.
Shenanigans in our favor, absolutely. Should
And
be part of its plan.
I'll get appetizers at shenanigans.
None of these actually seem to be like really arts. Well, there's a couple of them.
They don't have to be arts related. The NRA has a museum, okay?
That's true. That's true.
There's the Dr. Pepper Museum close to here.
Right.
Let's go with Sun Entertainment.
Yes. For the highbrow sorts there.
Who's actually cropped up before because they owned the club that you rescued Galahad from through many different subsidiaries. And
there we go.
Yeah.
Basically, Sun Entertainment is a proxy for Disney, it seems like. So
Perfect.
And their home headquarters are located in Syria. All right.
Syria?
Surya.
Oh,
That's Syria.
That's a very different place.
It's a very different place. Okay. So that's what you suggest is Sun Entertainment has a massive museum dedicated to their anthropomorphic e-ink blob, which is their characteristic mascot, whose name is Blobby. And it shows some of the really, really old black and white footage of when Blobby first started coming into existence, as well as a ton of memorabilia and whatnot. It's worth a lot, so there's a ton of security around it, and they hire their own security.
Perfect.
Yes, we'll say that. Lance nods, and he says, all right, well, what's your plan of attack with talking to him? You know he's going to want something for his help.
Yes, and the deal we made was we'll tell him what we know if he tells us what he knows. And frankly, we're probably going to get the better end of that bargain because we don't know a whole lot. And so much so that we might be a little low on leads. But we can tell him that we know the names and if not names, some of the faces of the 4 guys who probably went in there and broke the thing. We know some of their fake addresses and things like that. We also know a little bit about why they're going about this, that, the other. We can tell him that, and he can tell us what he knows, and maybe we can get a lead off of that. But most importantly, we need to get G-Train back. If people aren't going to pronounce it, I'm giving him a nickname.
He looks around at all of the assembled knights. Are you all going to let the druid speak for you?
Well, we could also offer him a hacker.
Like you're going to join him?
I was thinking about it. He offered me a position at Globex HR, and Lance, I'd like to get your opinion on maybe going in as a sort of double agent type person, so I could get information for, the good side.
Okay, so Mordred works for Omnicorps. Globex is where your four cult members came from.
Oh, my bad.
So that's close. What he gave you is he said that he has a way to get you in there so that you can get more information on them because you guys don't have their real addresses or any real information about them. But he can get you into their HR so that you can actually hack into their system. So, yeah, so same thing. You're still offering him up the services of your ability to hack out that information and your team's ability to get you in there and out safely. Because you have to actually go into the building.
Right.
All right, Lancelot says, be careful.
Never.
Why start?
Set up the meeting soon so that we can get back our wayward knight. And he looks over at Bert and he says, please mark down on his performance review not to get captured next time.
Yeah, he's already in the needs work on not getting captured.
Excellent.
Needs improvement.
Well, keep me appraised of the situation.
What about the 3 witches we found?
Yes, I was just thinking about that. Do you believe that the vision you had was a true vision of the future?
It's close. It's close enough for government magic. It's very unlikely that this was a shared delusion. There seemed to be enough genuine magical stuff in there that they have some ability, but they definitely need it to be harnessed. The other thing is they're short on cash, so if we don't get to them, someone else will. And they're in dire enough straits that they'll take an offer from someone possibly less scrupulous.
All right, he looks over at Bert again and he says, draw up some paperwork in order to make them contract employees. Base salary.
Okay.
And then he looks over at Celia and says, and do a thorough background check on each one of them, please. And...
Cat does.
Okay. So it doesn't take you very long to find out that there's really nothing on any of them. The youngest girl, Lunette, she got caught shoplifting once, though, when she was 12. It was gum.
Stop with something better than dumb.
Like, that's why Claire's exists, so that teenagers have some place to steal from.
Oh, wow.
I have a theory that Claire's is subsidized by the government, because every teenage girl I've ever known, except my wife, has stolen something from Claire. And it's
I
all...
never stole anything from Claire's.
I never did either.
I feel left out.
I don't think I've
Clearly a
ever met
missed
anyone who stole
opportunity.
something from Claire's.
We should go back and make up for lost time.
Maybe it's a Texas thing. But
Well,
I'd
yeah,
buy
we don't
that.
even have any Claires up here, so.
Well, that make it really hard for you. All right, Lance says, you guys have it under control. Keep me informed, and yeah, let me know what your plan of attack is once you have one after talking to Mordred. I don't particularly want to talk to him myself, so I'll let you guys take point on this.
Yeah. You'll
gotta-
get the whole data dump when I come back.
Excellent.
It's all being recorded.
Excellent. and he gets up and as he's getting up to leave, he looks over at Glenn and he says, do be sure to write a report on the full extent of those visions and send it to myself and Nimue.
you said TV.
What?
Nothing, boss. You got it.
All right. All right, so Lance leaves.
That was an awesome graphic. She said,
Mordred's already left. All right, so who's going to call Mordred to set up the meeting?
I'll
I'm
call
not.
it.
Somebody other than
Probably
Arthur
me.
volunteered. What?
Probably me.
Okay, Bert is going to set up though, because he's kind of the group secretary. So,
Yay.
could you type some things up for me?
Well, that's
Find
what
out
my
he was
people
out
are
ahead.
for, but yeah.
Galahad bullied you into writing her reports.
Of course.
Okay, so how are you going to approach that? I was going to say this is where we're meeting.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna
Okay.
call up and say, we've come up with this as neutral ground, based on the fact that neither of us have any upper hands in this
He
product.
chuckles. He chuckles in that amused way of the halfway insane, and he says, "All right, no problem. When?"
Oh, what time is it now? 3 hours.
Okay. I will be there, and I'll bring your friend. So sad to see Granddad go. All right. So, anything you guys want to do before you head out to meet Lancelot? I mean, not Lancelot, Mordred. Sorry, Lance.
Well, what are we gonna trade him?
Well, the trade was just we'll tell him what we know if he tells us what he knows. That was the deal.
Okay. But what if he doesn't uphold his end of the deal? I mean, it is Mordred. So, do we have a contingency plan for?
I've got a bullet.
Ass kicking,
I've
not
got a sword.
that's the other thing is if we get there, we say here's what we know, here's what you know. We'll take the guy and walk away. And plus, he's going to want access to our hacker. He's going to want her to do things. But even then, if he's like, haha, no, that's why we're meeting at a place where I can, grab one of the paintings or whatever type of museum it is, and then we can have enough chaos that we can grab the guy and get out.
Yeah, we need someone on the outside. Maybe myself and somebody else could post up outdoors just in case he tries to pull anything funny.
Galahad volunteers.
All right.
Yes, outstanding.
I'll leave the subterfuge and diplomacy to the druid. It's not knightly arts.
The best plan. I put the S in subtle.
I don't know. He may not want to talk to you. But we'll see.
That's probably fair. I do insist on calling him the cat.
All right. So 3 hours pass. And well, really 2.5 hours before you have to get in the car and go in order to make it back. Traffic. There's traffic. So.
That's like exactly how I go to work every day, Stacy. Well, I need to be there now, so time to go.
That seems like a good plan.
Every time it seems like a good plan.
And you get to the museum, and it's just outside of the giant amusement park. And there's like downtown Sun Entertainment where there's like there's like a big Peppy Cola building, and it's totally touristy. It's just disgusting. Which means there's a ton of security because there's tourists there, and you don't want tourists to get hurt on your property because then that's just bad publicity. That's what that is. Bad customer service. Inside the museum, there's a cafe that seems like a good spot to meet. And as a matter of fact, when you get there, there are people in the cafe naturally. I mean, it's about 7 o'clock at night. It's dark, and it's kind of cold. And there's people all inside walking around, tourists and normal people and etc. I want some people to make some rolls for me who are being perceptive. What is that roll? Ooh, I have that somewhere.
instinct?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have it's a wit plus. Yeah, it's a wit plus instinct roll.
Okay, it's, let me remind myself. Roll 2 dice and take the higher.
Correct, and add that to whatever your wit plus instinct is a bonus to that essentially.
9 total.
You're trying for a target number of 9.
Do 6s explode on this?
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Okay. 11. 12. 12, excuse me.
I got a 6.
Celia got a 13.
35.
I got a 5.
What? Jesus Christ, seriously?
Yes, I rolled 2 6s, and then a 6, and a 5, and then a 6, and a 1, and then, yeah, I just kept fucking going.
And you're sucking all the good dice rolling chi out of the apartment.
Oh, believe me, I'm going to roll nothing but 1s after this, I'm sure. And this is most likely something fairly inconsequential.
Okay,
See an
Gawain.
adorable kitty.
Exactly. As opposed to, suddenly seeing the universe or something.
Gawain, as soon as you walk into the building, you spot how many people in there have the stance and the movement of somebody who is military trained, but they look like they're undercover, and it's probably, I'd say, about a quarter of the population there are people who are undercover in some way, shape, or form.
Overall, a quarter of the overall, how many people?
I'd say
Like 100 people, or
probably about 25 to 30.
Okay.
Scattered around all the way. Like one of them's like reading. I was gonna say a newspaper, but I don't. Reading a pad. And they're all being casual.
A little too casual.
Can I buy and wear some blobby ears?
Yeah, are there any mascots, like in suits, around?
Oh hell yeah! There's Blobby, of course, and then there's Blobby's girlfriend Penny and their good friend DB, who looks like a dollar bill. They're all in those big foam outfits.
Galahad and I are going to need some cover if we're just going to stand outside being muscle. So, okay, I'm gonna need one of those suits.
I am not wearing one of those suits.
You stay in the car.
No.
All right, Galahad can be in or out if she wants to.
Fine.
I'm gonna sidle up to one of the mascots, the Blobby. Looks like I'll fit in that one.
Blobby says, "Well, hello. How are you doing?"
Hey, listen, man. I'll give you $500. You give me that suit.
All right.
All right. So,
but how long do you want it for?
you take the rest of the day off.
Seriously, but what about my boss? I mean,
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay. Look, but make sure that you check out at the right time. Otherwise, I won't get paid.
All right. When's your shift over?
In about 5 hours.
Okay, I promptly forget that. But assuming he gives me the suit, that's all I really needed.
So we're gonna say you're more of a.
Oh shit! That's right. I'm a knight. I'm sorry. I will promptly not forget that at all because I forgot that this is an honorable and good human being. Sorry, I went D&D mind for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you actually just put it out of your mind.
All right, murder hobo set aside. Honorable knight will uphold that, assuming that we're here for longer than 5 hours. And in the meantime, I will be Blobby with a shotgun tucked safely in that foam suit, ready to go in case this venture goes south.
Screenplay.
I don't know what Galahad wants to do. It's up to him. Her.
She's particularly picky. None of these people are fashionable. She ends up being the dollar bill, and because that's the only person she can actually con into doing it. And she hates it and complains the entire time.
Have you ever done that? Have you ever done like a bid at Six Flags or whatever inside?
No, here it's horrible.
They're pretty bad.
It's not bad, but like, believe it or not, the worst job is your spotter, who has to like make sure, no, don't go up and kick him. And has to like run interference at all times because you can't see inside a lot of them. So they have to be like, now you're walking into a puddle.
Oh man, that would suck.
They got some sweet jams that can pipe into this. You know, they usually want you to be able to dance around in the suit.
There's music playing all the time. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but no headphones.
No headphones. No.
I'm gonna get real sick of these.
Unless you have your own. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
You
Dance to your inner rhythm.
I'm gonna dance to my inner rhythm.
You can probably play something through your iPhone.
While you're standing out there, the manager on duty comes by and he's got one of those big signs and it's an arrow and it points to the museum. It's like half off, and he said, "Make sure you spin it around a lot."
I am assuredly not performing to his expectations right now. I'm like probably leaned up against the wall trying to figure out how to smoke through the suit. This may not have been the best plan for my particular skill set. I will saunter off and do a poor job of twirling the sign around wherever he wants me to.
Okay. Gorlois, my friend, you are shepherded into a limo, and your grandson takes you to the meeting place at the museum, where he takes you into the cafe, and you two sit down and have a nice bite to eat, and you see all of your friends come through the door. Gawain instantly stops as soon as he walks in a couple of steps and looks around suspiciously. Lamorak and Galahad are nowhere to be found because they're outside.
I would like to very quietly, like, cover my mouth and tell Lamorak and Galahad what's up with all of the soldiers, just in case anyone there is going to read my lips or something.
Yes. Before one of them comes up and says something to me, I say, "Beat it, chump," or whatever. Okay.
Yeah. Just make sure everybody knows what's going on.
Yeah. All right.
God, yeah, team attitude should not be dressing in costumes, but we are. Here we go.
Galahad is extremely unimpressed. Okay, so they're sitting at a table in the cafe, and you guys are in the large foyer area where there's an enormous blobby statue and lots of paraphernalia. It's memorabilia, not paraphernalia. Memorabilia on the walls.
As if we could ever forget.
Proceed.
I believe that's up to Mr. Miles now. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go and stand for about 3 seconds before sitting, regardless of whether or not he's gonna actually extend the courtesy, because 3 seconds is of sitting.
Are you power playing him right now?
Yes.
I like it.
3 seconds is 2 seconds longer than you should extend the courtesy of please sit.
He went to business school.
He points to a chair on the other side and he says, "Do please have a seat." Are you hungry? I'll buy. I can put it on my card. That goes for any of your friends too, Please just come on in, sit down, take it easy, take a load off. Long time no see.
Does this place happen to deliver?
Who are you asking, Mordred or the GM?
I'll ask the waitress when she comes over, or the waiter.
Well, there's a few services in town, courier services that will deliver our food, but we don't deliver ourselves.
Okay. Then I will order whatever is the most expensive thing for my entire HR crew, and have it delivered.
Mordred says, "Well played."
I like the cut of your gibberish.
Shall we get to business?
We had information to exchange.
I know the real names of all of the people that were involved in looking for the cult. I have 3 more names to add to your list of people who attempted to get into the vault at the church. And I have a way to get you into the HR floor at Globex headquarters so that you can get your hacker in to find out more information about them. Unfortunately, I lack the hacking resources at the moment, or else I'd probably have my own people do it. I trust them more.
It seems overly reasonable. What's the catch?
No catch. We both want the same thing in this. That's all.
And I'll rebroadcast that to everybody, even those outside.
So I'm not gonna get to use my shotgun today.
Query for Intuit.
Don't get too sad just yet.
Let's use your shotgun. You don't have to wait for. You can go in and kill him. It'd be awesome, like a dollar bill and a block.
Oh, this is Camelot. Okay.
Yes.
I thought you were just giving me really bad DM advice.
I am.
Now I know what it feels like. Oh boy.
Oh.
You should totally do it. Just start a firefight.
Like, let's see where it goes.
Just give us at least half a second's notice before you start.
I swear to you, there's absolutely no catch in this, no issue. You get the information from Globex, share it with both of us. We can help stop the dragon from returning. I can tell you a little bit more about the other 2 seals, too. As you know, they're under fast food restaurants. And they're under several feet of poured foundation. So somebody's actually going to have to dig or explode or make something turn into a crater. Huh. That's an idea. Or I suppose magic could do it, but I so don't like using magic. It's ironic because Mordred has magic, but anyways.
Mordred's whole life revolved around magic.
Yeah.
He's an abused boy, you know.
Oh, our damaged villains.
I'll hand him over a blank flash drive or whatever is the equivalent of a flash drive. Say, upload what you've got here, and when we get the rest of the information, we'll be able to do something with it.
The way that you'll be getting into Globex is as a consulting company. I've been working on this for this cover for months, and it wasn't for this particular situation, but it's going to come in handy.
Luckily, I'm a master of disguise.
Oh.
It doesn't work for me, you know. You're way too smart and way too witty for these straight-laced. problems. I mean,
You're a terrible headhunter.
you're right. It's not my biggest skill.
You don't build them up, you break them down.
You're terrible. So would I have you coming? It'll be coming in as a group of efficiency experts, and that
So
way.
you don't want us to have any actual credibility.
Well,
But it's a good one because it also doesn't have any responsibility because nobody.
you have to understand. You have to go in there as somebody that doesn't actually work there, because otherwise it'll take you.
No! It's genius. It's absolute genius.
Of course. Runs in the family. So that'll start in tomorrow. Actually, you can go anytime. Yeah, tomorrow will be a good time.
I've been working on this for months. Go in whenever you want.
Done. So once you get in there, and I actually have a map of the place for you, he says, pulling out. Hey, work, damn you.
Oh.
Complex.
Pulling out a goodie of some sort, a map. That's actually on like a hollow screen that he gives to you, or it's just a pad. It's an iPad. It's a new iPad. And he says, okay, so if you see this, he points to the reception area. That's where you'll be welcomed in. The VP of HR there, her name is Cindy. She will be the one who actually takes you in and introduces you to the team and whatnot. And then you'll have close to unfettered access to this entire floor because they'll give you visitor badges. But of course, visitor badges aren't going to get you into the server room. So you're going to have to find a way to actually distract everybody so that you can get somebody into the server room. Now they have armed security walking the floor at all times and hourly rotation. The server
How big
room
are the groups? Oh, sorry, I'm not there.
He asks in Bert's ear. The server room itself is completely surrounded by glass, so it can be seen from the outside hallway, and it's a fairly trafficked area. As you can see, it's a very large floor and a very large building with lots of people on it. So you'll have to figure out how to do all of that, and that's really what I need you for.
I think we can make that work.
Very well, then. Contact me when you're done, and we'll trade our information. And then we'll see what we can do about taking down this dragon before it becomes a problem.
Okay.
I sincerely appreciate your professionalism in the matter.
That's why I came in rather than the others.
They're all here, though.
The others.
I wave.
You could have brought them in. I wouldn't have minded. I don't mind having group discussions. I do it frequently, actually. Meetings and such. This life is an interesting one. Don't you agree?
Well, it's better than a dank castle.
Yes.
I don't know about that.
Not even remotely true. Castles are awesome. Getting castles is great.
The danker the better.
Yeah, indoor plumbing is a wonderful thing, though, especially hot water and electricity and refrigerators.
I spent so much time in fairy castles I don't even remember what normal ones are like.
Suddenly you're too good to poop in the moat.
All right, then. So, is that it?
I don't have anything extra. Did anybody else?
No.
Nothing we can't figure out on site.
As long as he's releasing G-Train there, I will tip my blobby ears to him and say, Captain, on the way out.
He just shakes his head. He seems amused by the whole thing. Alright, so how do you guys want to approach this?
Okay. If we can get the hacker inside the room, I can cast an illusion so that it doesn't look like there's anyone in there.
I think I've got an idea to get us into the room.
Does the hacker have to be physically in the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I didn't know if there was tech we could use to
Is
just get her near it.
And this is probably not information we just want bouncing around anyway.
Is it me looking at this floor plan, or is there access to the server room from
Through
the
the bathroom? Yeah. Yeah. We're going to say that's actually a hallway. I'm just assuming that this floor plan that I ripped off from some random corporation is weird. There's like a room in here. There's a couple of rooms in here that it looks like you can't even get into because there's no door. Can't find them now, but
That's the way they wanted it.
Having been involved in a few office moves, that is not out of the question.
I'm fairly certain I've worked at this company.
The building that I'm in right now, every meeting room is connected to the bathroom.
wow.
That sounds great.
Yeah, there's like a couple of these where you have to go into one office to get into another office, and it just doesn't seem fair.
So that's just a hallway, but there still seems to only be one way in and out of the server room, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I think we can get that covered, though, based on the
That's
coverage.
a long hallway filled with security cameras and who knows what else.
It's got to have a ventilation shaft going in. These buildings always do.
Yeah.
Human-sized.
Yep.
Of course. Obviously. Don't want their servers to overheat. It's going to be as big as possible.
Yeah.
It's just science.
Yeah, come on.
But yeah, I can make the hacker invisible.
Oh, there we go.
So you have to get. So how close do you have to be to make the hacker invisible? Do you have to?
How close do I have to be to her?
Yeah.
I need to be a distance away.
What distance is that?
20 feet.
20 feet?
20 feet.
Is it just line of sight?
It seems to be.
Okay, so you're going to need to be in the server room.
What's up?
So you're going to need to be in the server room.
Or standing outside the glass?
Well, how long does the spell last? Can you cast it on her before we even walk in the building? Then she just wanders into the server room and all invisible and whatnot?
I can probably up it to about half an hour, but anything more than that is going to be... I don't think I can pull those numbers.
Ooh, that'll be exciting. We'll have to synchronize our watches.
But
Always wanted to do
I
that.
would prefer we either find some blind alley for the cameras somewhere in the building, or into the restroom or something, and then cast it and have her go in. Because if I cast on her before into the building, there's no guarantee that we have enough time.
Yeah.
Can you teleport her into the room?
Golly, yes. But
Can you teleport her while she's invisible?
yes.
Okay, I think that solves the problem then. We're practically guaranteed to have enough time.
I don't know why I even show up.
Teleportation is a crazy difficult spell, and I'd rather not do it unless there's no other option. Because if I cast it and I don't do it right, then we have the possibility that 1, my head will explode, and 2, a bunch of other crazy magic stuff can happen.
So
rather not cast.
So if your head doesn't explode, there'll be so much other crazy stuff going on. It'll be way easier for her to get in there and get the information we need with all the distractions.
Yeah, but then the server could also turn into a giant killer robot and start shooting people.
It'd be a lot easier to get it back to base.
Or
Just have it chase us home.
we could just browbeat
I'd rather
people into letting us into the server.
Yeah, I would rather.
Oh,
Yeah.
fine.
I would rather
I want
not
to do it the
defend
corporate way. God.
Let's do
Modern
it.
world.
All right. So what's the plan?
So, if we're going in as efficiency consultants,
Yep.
what we need to do is simulate a server problem and then monitor the IT department as they deal with the server problem.
Yep. And we should have specialties such that we can have good argument for pulling as many different departments away from their duties as possible.
Yeah. And then we can just pretty much just split up a bit, and one team goes to the server room to monitor the IT department, and one team bugs security, and one team bugs somebody else. I don't know.
I've been looking through the
Leave
character
the
sheet.
executives alone, though. We want them
everybody
doing
but the
everything.
executives.
They'll get in the way just fine on their own.
I've been looking through the character sheets,
Uh-huh.
and we actually have a fairly large amount of charisma in this crowd, believe it or not. We have 4 characters with wit plus influence scores of at least 5.
I am not one of those characters.
I'm shocked.
No, you min-maxed pretty well there.
I have very few build points.
Gawain, the Green Knight, myself, and Dagonet have all got scores of 5 or higher, and 3 of us have 7.
I was thinking about rocking my knowledge crime or whatever would be security to use that as opposed to try and sweet talk them.
Well, what I'm suggesting is that those of us who are reasonably adept at that sort of thing gather different groups of people for the same kind of stupid activities that efficiency experts use to quote-unquote evaluate teams.
So you want to do some SWOT analysis. So let's do some SWOTs. Let's Jesus,
Yes.
I block them out. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
One-on-one
Sit down
interviews.
and ask them riddles.
No, not one-on-one
Dude,
interviews. Those are way too efficient. This needs to tie up the entire team for an hour.
Team building.
The leadership engine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trust falls.
Yep.
Get the biggest jigsaw puzzle we can find and have them put it together.
I was thinking the thing where you give them like 3 pieces of dry spaghetti, a couple marshmallows, and some other things, and have them build a house out of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
That kind of idiotic nonsense.
All right. I can do idiotic nonsense.
Let's breed innovative thinking at all levels of the organization.
Actually, at our old job, they made people build a boat. So, an actual boat that they put out on the river, on the Charles.
That's
Did
right.
you have to get in as the trust part of that exercise?
Actually, yeah, they did. This wasn't us. These were the executives coming to be taught by us.
Yeah.
So,
And this was before the Charles was clean.
yeah. So, we could make them build a boat. That took forever.
Very least, we get to see some executives swimming around in sewage.
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
One thing you guys have to keep in mind is that you're going to be going in there in business wear. So if any of you are wearing any armor that isn't suit weave,
Yep.
you'll need to keep in mind that you won't have that, and you're not going to be able to bring weapons in just by bringing them in. So you have to find an interesting way to get the weapons in if you want to bring your weapons in.
What sort of countermeasures can I expect as a security expert myself? Versus weapons, specifically.
The security guards. What do you mean? Oh, versus weapons. So they have. They'll have a when you know those backs. They'll have a backscatter scanner.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's the thing that the TSA uses.
Okay. This one?
It's the one that makes you look naked.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but they'll have like a much more,
right,
futuristic version of it. You'll walk through something, and then they'll just be able to see everything that you've got or haven't got. That'll be to get through the front door, and then the place will be crawling with security naturally, and these are trained security guards, not like rent-a-cops. They'll be much better than that. And but mainly it's going to be the scan that you get when you go through the front door.
I personally don't need to bring any weapons as much as I like my weapons. I'm pretty good at fisticuffs.
I'm gonna bring my sword in a fancy case, and if anybody asks about it, it's the talking sword. Whoever in the circle's holding it is the only one who gets to speak. Makes everybody feel powerful. They love it. If anybody asks too closely, I whip out the equivalent of a clipboard. I'm like, I'm sorry, can I get your full name and ID number? And what exactly is it you do? Okay.
I'm a people person.
I'm a goddamn people person.
Describe to me what you do in your typical day. Oh, you can't do that. Oh. It's a very important job.
Okay, for security, we could have them simulate an active shooter response.
Yep. I want to just pull them away from the server room, so I was thinking,
like
patrols, whatever.
Oh, in room 1, active server, go! And time them and stuff, and then once they're all over there and you've got them timed, just drone on about all the things they could have done correctly.
Oh well, I mean, we're gonna get enough tests done to get a statistically significant pool to measure. That might take a little while. And
we'll have to rerun the test several times, obviously.
Throughout the day.
All right.
Mix the groups.
We will also need all low-level employees to check all
Just
of
go outside.
their power cabling.
Sorry.
Get on their hands and knees under their desks.
Yes.
We're going to simulate a power outage by cutting all the power in the building.
So we need you all to get under your desks.
Duck and cover, people. This is it.
Actually, good thing to think about. Is the schematic exactly the schematic we're looking at, or can I assume that I would know where like power doors and whatnot are?
Yeah, you know what? Well, yeah. Imagine that some of those things some of those icons look differently because of that.
Great. So I assume that we need power to get into the server room.
Yeah. So the door that leads into the hallway is protected by a badged door. There are security cameras all the way down the hallway, as well as lasers and
lasers.
and,
Not security lasers, just lasers.
You're screwed, dude. You walk too fast, you just turn into pieces. And biometric scanners. So if anything biometric comes through.
Oh shit.
That doesn't belong there, it'll know. So there's a badge at the door to get into the hallway, there's a badge at the end of the hallway, and there's a badge to go into the server room.
Yeah, and that's why you get IT to open it by telling them your server is failing. What do? And then hit the stopwatch.
Okay.
And then you follow them in.
Yeah.
Worst comes to worst, she can always hack the badge system, but I think it's easier to see if we can get in.
She could hack the individual locks, and then she'd have to hack all of the lasers, and then she'd have to hack all of the biometric, and
It's not all one unified system?
she might be able to get into that. I mean, I have security nodes set up on the network system, but, you know.
I would rather that be a last resort plan.
We'll call that Plan B.
Yeah, the closer we can get to the actual servers, the better all of this would be.
Yeah. Okay.
And we all know the canned response if we're found out, right? Something along the lines of, "Aha! You caught us. You know, great job. Whatever."
Yeah, pretty much.
Vertical integration exercise.
Yeah.
Good job. You get full marks.
Yeah, full marks.
We're going to need your full name and ID number.
You know, we've had our eyes on you for a while. You're one of the good ones here.
You're a straight shooter with upper management potential.
Not like all these other clowns.
Assess the situation before using the line, "You're one of the good ones," though. Just
Yes.
putting that out there.
All right, give me a moment. I'm going to go AFK real quick, and then
All right, I'll be right back.
efficiency experts live.
So, who's gonna split to what?
I would like to go with the hacker into the room because if stuff goes down, I can make crazy things happen.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then maybe like one extra person with you.
Agreed.
And then
Security.
Noah's got security.
And if you need anyone like knocked out and dragged into a bathroom for whatever reason, just let me know. One of my specialties.
I could probably keep upper management busy
Okay.
with something long and just super dry and dull. And
Don't excite them too much, though.
Yeah.
They might love that.
and a large like buffet spread in the back.
Oh, that'll clear out the floor.
Yeah, especially if it's good.
Like, bring a bunch of pizza. People will not be at
God.
their desk. Cake and pizza. People will not be at their desk.
True.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Have them run that and then buy them lunch.
All
No,
right.
but the thing is that we don't want. There's a limit to how much. I mean, there's going to be people who are, for whatever reason, don't want that particular kind of food. You know, vegetarian, etc., etc. There are going to be people who, think that what they brought was better. That's going to get a lot of people out. But what we really need to do is really take this efficiency expert thing and say, all right, everyone from this section, please follow me. For phase 1 of today's exercises and evaluations, and take them off somewhere.
Yeah. See if we can run a quarter of them off-site.
Let's call that the vote team.
Off-site to the conference rooms. They've got several conference rooms with a reasonable amount of capacity, but heck, you can do this stuff in the hallways. And just get them away from that server room. So I will take getting the people who have the visibility on that server room of getting them out of that area.
Okay.
So it sounds like we have 3 teams.
Yeah, sounds like it.
All right.
So I've got, let's see. I've got managers, you've got server room, we've got security, 4 teams.
Yeah,
So
okay.
And then general interference with clogged up hallways and such. And then also just give them a list of tasks for them to whine and complain about and pretend to do the whole day.
Alright. I'll bring pizza and a cake. Should I try to hide a grenade in one of the cakes?
A thought occurs to me. As a person who IRL works in an office, I know that there are some jobs that never stop because it's Christmas almost, and I know which people will be working on Christmas. Similar thing with security, at least. Even if we're running tests and efficiency programs and what have you, it's going to be difficult, possibly, to convince every single one of them to leave their station.
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
I
But
may
if you're-
need backup from the hacker. I could at least lower the number of eyes on her location.
If we assume that they have radio communication of some sort, then you could be manning the security station with a bare bones team and calling all the shots from there. That way you keep them distracted while the people running around are still running around.
I'm hearing incapacitated when you say distracted.
Either way.
I'll call that plan A.
Wait, that's
I'm with
plan A?
you.
Oh, shoot, Stacey's back.
Okay.
No more thinking out loud about potential downsides. Just give her ideas.
I'm going to rent one of those big, bright shop lights that they use to illuminate like entire sections of highway. It's got 4 like Klieg lamps on a setup to just big huge light.
Everyone, look at this.
No. It's even better. I've got the most insane evaluation you've ever heard in your life.
Okay. My interest is piqued.
Okay. So that evening, you do all of your preparations, which I'm sure involves going to a bar at some point in time.
Obviously.
And the next day, you guys all hop in the van and head out.
The mystery machine.
I think Galahad is going to sit this one out.
That's
Yeah.
probably for the best.
Probably not go.
It's not the most subtle. Who sit down here? And so the rest of you, are you all gonna get dressed up in suits and look nice and everything? And you head over to Globex in the van, and they at the entrance they take all of your ID information. I neglected to mention that Mordred provided you with your fake identification. There's like a tense moment while you're standing there by the security desk and they're looking over all of your identification where you're all wondering whether or not Mordred actually like sold you out or anything like that, and luckily they let you in. You are, however, accosted about the talking sword.
Yeah.
Security guard says, I don't know if we can allow a sword here that's not peace-tied.
You don't.
It's in a case. How much more peaceful can it get?
Somebody could use it to just like stab somebody else.
And
I'm
it's just
sorry. What's your full name?
Bob?
I
Bob
also
Matthews?
need your ID number. What time you get in the morning normally?
Why? Who are you?
We're efficiency experts. We're trying to trim the fat. And we were supposed to be upstairs 5 minutes ago, so it seems that someone is slowing things down.
Make a wit plus influence roll, please, against the target number of.
I just like the idea that swords in the office are cool if they're peace tied.
Total of 10.
All right, fine, whatever. Stupid talking sword. Just don't stab anybody with it. All right.
Sure.
That's rule number 1 of the talking sword.
Why are there more rules than that?
All right.
There might be, but number 1
Roll back
is
the
no
clock just a little
stabbing.
bit. I want to have told people my plan. I'm realizing now that it might be a good idea to have told people my plan before we started. I was going to put the light at one end of the long corridor on the north end of this that's in front of where the entrance to the server room corridor is, and have an exercise where this large number of people is required to block the light with their bodies coming from one end of the corridor so that the other end of the corridor is entirely in shadow.
And what are we illustrating with this exercise?
It's a team building exercise.
No. I'm watching them to see how efficient they are at dealing with an unusual problem.
Excellent.
And who has leadership potential? Because I'm doing the drones, right?
Oh yeah, building leadership and innovative thinking at all levels of the organization.
How they handle this situation. I'm going to have the light cranked up as high as it goes, so it's near the ceiling. So people are going to, because the ceilings in these places are huge, tall, right?
Yeah.
It's a totally impossible task, which is exactly right for this kind of thing.
Watch, you're gonna end up with the one really clever drone who figures out how to do it.
And they'll be climbing over. It'll be great.
One of them just walks
But
up and
the whole
plugs it.
corridor is just going to be full of people.
Okay. So you're trying to fill the hallway up with people that's
so
right
that
outside.
my people can be moving around amongst them, and anybody trying to watch this on a camera with this huge, great light blasting through isn't going to see anything.
Okay. You still have to deal with all of the scanners inside of the corridor and the lasers. Don't forget the lasers. There's lasers.
Yeah, let's get to work.
Well, I figure that I'm doing my part out in the corridor.
Okay, so you guys get into the lobby lift and into the reception, and there's a very nice looking cherub-like woman sitting at the reception who has a big smile on her face, and she looks down at her console, and sees and says, "Oh, is this the Sunshine Efficiency Group?"
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
You know what's more efficient than asking questions? Making statements and figuring out if those statements are accurate or not.
She looks like a deer in the headlights for a second. Did I do that right? Is that okay?
I wordlessly scratch scribbles down on a clipboard.
I immediately start setting up my light.
She says, "Excuse me, sir?
No one's answered her yet.
I'll go up. Yes, can we talk to
Are you still talking?
I'll go up to her and say, yes, we need to speak to the IT team.
Well, hang on, please. The VP wanted to meet you first and to introduce you to the team. We have an all-hands meeting in...
That will not be necessary. Completely inefficient means of going through this exercise.
Hold on. They can have an all hands meeting if they need to.
It's like we get caught up trying to do our job too well. We just leave and this place is vastly more efficient than we can.
We give up being nice because we're so good at being.
This is why we were brought here.
From the
Destiny
of time.
A woman with hard eyes and a business suit on, who looks like she's been doing this job for a really long time somewhere.
Yeah, that dead inside look.
Yeah, exactly. Steps over into the reception area and says, "Greetings. I am the VP of HR. My name is Cindy. It's a pleasure to meet all of you.
Pleasure to meet you, Cindy.
I'd like to introduce you to the team first so that they know why you're here and what's going on, and they don't get startled at seeing all of these new faces in the building. As you understand, we have a lot of very high-level work here that goes on. It's very sensitive contracts that happen, so the security is naturally very, very tight, and I need to make sure that everybody knows who all of you are so that they don't panic when they see strangers walking around. I'm sure you understand.
Outstanding.
Panic might be what we want.
We'll need as much of security itself present at this meeting as possible. They're going to be part of it.
Our main security forces are housed in their own barracks on the military compound, but the ones that are on this floor and that actually handle this area, they'll be there. It is an all-hands meeting. Come this way. Come this way, she says, motioning down the hallway. She says, "Let me give you a tour of the floor first, so that you are aware of where everything is, and then we can talk about what your goals are for this particular consultation." So,
what are you the VP of again?
Human resources. I'm the one who's going to be signing your check.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. She snaps her fingers a couple of times at the receptionist behind the desk, and she says, Louise, could you come over and give these fine people a tour, and then have them end up in the all hands room for the meeting to introduce them for everything. Thank you very, very much, Louise. And she nods curtly to you guys and walks away.
You know what's more
jumps up. And she says, "Okay, right this way." This is our break room, and it's donut day, so feel free to have a donut.
Ooh, donuts.
And there's free coffee, hot cocoa, and tea available, as well as if you look in the fridge area, there are other colder beverages.
Do you have anything that won't cause a carbo crash at 1 p.m.?
Water. Well, and there's diet soda as well.
Still chock full of caffeine.
And herbal tea. That's one of our people actually. She really enjoys herbal tea, so we have a very large selection of herbal teas to choose from. Oh, sorry. Anyways, on this way, continuing on the tour. She takes you around and introduces you to all the different areas. There's some accounting here. Most of it's HR in this particular area. This is an enormous mega corporation. This is the biggest mega corporation of the mega corporations. Therefore, there are lots and lots of people and lots of HR to take care of lots and lots of people. You know, it's a lot of work, right? Bert, you are very impressed.
Well, yeah. As we're going around, I will casually ask her, of the things you're not supposed to mention, which one is the most unmentionable? Just to see how she reacts.
Pardon? I don't think I understand the question.
Good.
Okay. She takes you down and she takes you past the glass walls that have the data center on the inside, and you can see that there's, like, as you can see on the schematic, there's a room that has racks in it, and then that room actually has another entry into it where there's even more racks, and the ones that are in the one with the deeper security, they're like black and blue and glowing, and they look like they're high security. It has to have that
very impressive
look. And past there, and she's just chittering on away. Oh, and Jenny says down that she makes the best brownies. She brings them in on Tuesday. Are you guys going to be here more than a day? Because you might actually get to have some of her brownies if you keep coming back. I don't know how long this efficiency thing actually takes. How long does it take?
Our
It
last
depends.
contract went on for a year and a half.
That is precisely the opposite of how I was going to answer.
Oh my, that's a long time.
It is.
What was it? May I ask who your client was?
No.
No.
Oh, fine. But
We're not at liberty to discuss it.
she looks around and she says, "I'll save you an extra donut."
No.
I'll look at her and wink and say, I think you know who it is.
Oh my, really?
Oh yeah.
Big time.
She finally loops you around, and she has stories about everybody that works here, and there are about 200 people that work on this floor, and she knows almost every one of them. And she says, now listen, today is Susan's birthday, so if you see any meeting requests that come in that don't exactly make sense, it's because we're trying to surprise her for her birthday.
Where?
Wait. You celebrate people's birthdays here.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we're not Jehovah's Witnesses or anything.
Okay.
It's important for morale, for people to know that we care about them.
Make sure we stay on task.
Where were we planning on holding this birthday party?
I'm not sure. Usually it's the direct
you should decide.
responsibility. I should decide?
And let me know soon.
Oh, well, okay. Well, the cake is really good, so I could see why you would want to go. That makes sense.
Absolutely, that is it. If you could, actually, I've got an idea. If I'm going to assume that north is up. If you could get it as far to the south wing of the building as possible, preferably on the southwest side. We're just going to be running some exercises up on the north half of the building. We wouldn't want to be in the way.
There's no large meeting rooms there. How could I possibly do that?
Oh, well, no problem there. We'll be clearing out a lot of the cubicles because those people will be participating in our team building exercises. And so you could just use that space as kind of a shared space for this.
Oh, okay, I think. If you
and since you have this information, I do expect you to send out the meeting
Well,
request.
see, the thing about the reception is that nobody really respects me.
Well, we're going to try and solve that today.
People respect you as much as you let them respect you. Demand respect.
You see, what we're trying to do today is build leadership and innovation at every level of the organization.
Speaking of which, can we speak to the IT group?
I'm just a receptionist, though. I don't have that kind of power.
Do you think you could point me in their
By the
direction?
time we're done, you will.
I'm sure Cindy will introduce you to all of the departments. Oh yeah, we passed IT. Sorry, they always sit in the dark, and they're kind of mean. So I don't go by there that often. But yeah, they were down. We just passed them not too long ago. But I'm sure she'll tell you exactly where they are, and you can come back to them after the meeting. Look at all these people that are gathering up ahead for our all hands meeting. They won't want to meet you.
All right, let's go to the meeting.
I wouldn't say they want to. Let's
I will
have
go
realistic
to the,
expectations.
Big all hands meeting.
All hands meeting.
All hands. Hang on, I'm going to do something. Over here. All right. Cindy's already there when you get there, and there's like a big place for you to stand, a stage kind of thing up here, and then there's like it's this super high tech area, and there's like monitors all over the wall, and everybody's standing around because there's no room for everybody to sit, but there's enough room for all of them to stand around and look impatient and irritated, and mildly afraid.
They should be more afraid than that.
Cindy steps up to the front and she says, Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I trust everybody got their donuts this morning. Oh, yes, Bill. You always love the maple donuts. Yeah, we never find any of them. She says, pointing at a fat man sitting in the front row, sitting. He's the only one sitting because he's fat.
I make
I visibly check the time and start scribbling while she's talking.
Her back is to you, so she doesn't notice.
Damn. Well, as long as everybody in front of her notices.
These are the fine people from the Sunshine Efficiency Consulting Group. A little murmur goes across the entire crowd. They'll be here making sure that we are working at our peak efficiency. So please do give them your complete cooperation, and make sure that you follow through on anything that they ask you to do today. Your normal duties are going to be put on hold for the day, and then we'll have some chats tomorrow about how things turned out. That's just fantastic. And don't worry, your jobs are all just fine. You don't have anything to worry about. We just want to make sure that we're the best company that we can be from the ground up. We want to innovate to move forward. The future is ours. There's like this.
catchphrase.
And don't forget, we'll be catering lunch today, so don't go anywhere for lunch. You'll have everything all set up for you already ahead of time. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to, which one of you is in charge?
Who wants this up?
What?
I'm guessing that's me then.
I was under the presumption it was you.
I'll step forward then. Introduce everybody with whatever our fake names are. Explain that we're going to run through a few scenarios. We'll be breaking down into smaller task force to target specific areas that usually need improvement in an office situation, and to make sure to follow along with whatever emails you're about to be given. There will be some tests. There will also be some safety drills and things.
Somebody yawns. A couple other people yawn.
Yeah. Just really boring and dull. And then I'll top it off with, and I understand that most of you, when you think efficiency experts, you think termination of your employment. Well, that doesn't usually happen to everybody. And then I'll just look at the VP and walk off the stage.
Why don't you drop the mic while you're at it? I'll turn to Cindy and say, yeah, pardon me, Miss Cindy, can you direct me towards your head of IT?
Oh, that would be Roger. He's the scruffy-looking one in the back.
All right, I will turn to Cecilia and let her take the lead on this because I have no skill in computers. I know how to break them with magic.
All right. So the rest of the
and who else is coming with us to the server room?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm going to go and get my light and get it set up on that corridor. Let everybody filter back to their desks from the meeting, and then go round them up.
Well, we need IT to completely abandon their posts.
I'll actually, I can take.
We just need one of them to walk us into the server room so we can test them on their various computer things. But we just need access, our hacker to have access to the server room.
We probably want as few nerds in front of computers while we're doing this as possible, because they're always.
Yeah, I was thinking I can take the IT group and get them to write personal statements.
Okay. We still need them to escort us into the server room.
Yeah.
So okay.
So,
yeah.
Well, here's the thing. They need to take us into the server room so that we can. Then all of them can just leave, because we're going in the server room. We're just going to, our hacker will sit and monitor how long it takes for their systems to fail, without them sitting behind their desks taping everything together.
Okay, sounds good.
I would suggest we get the most junior member of the team to run the server's broken, you go in and show us what to do. That'll show whether or not the other ones have trained him correctly.
Sounds good.
All right.
And I'll need all of security in the monitor room promptly. It'll only take a few minutes of your time.
Okay. Is anybody going into the server room with me and... Yes, who else is going to the server room with me and Cecilia?
It may just be
Just
the two
a
of you.
hint, she probably is going to need help hacking.
I have no skill in hacking.
You don't need skill in hacking. If she brings you all in there, it's basically a dungeon crawl.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna miss the dungeon crawl.
All right, I will go into the dungeon then.
Okay, good. I'll walk up to Roger and say, "Hello, Roger. I'm Sexton P. Hardcastle."
She says, "Really?"
Why? Do you find something funny about my name? This is my associate, Cliff Barr. And we're going to be running along some very basic stuff. We're actually not looking into your team. They're generally solid. We want to see what the rest of the team does when they encounter some very basic IT things. Things like if their server goes down, what's their process? If they get a phishing scam email, what do they do?
If they get a phishing scam email, it doesn't matter because the system's too good. It catches it.
Yeah, that's what we're here to make sure of.
What, you're IT specialist? I mean, seriously, you're efficiency experts.
Well, she is. Ask her anything.
All right. He asked you a really obscure question that I'm sure I can think of if I really wanted to, but I don't really have the brain power to right now.
You just wanted to make a knowledge plus computer roll, see if she can...
Exactly, to see if she can answer. What kind of difficulty level are we gonna put it at? Let's make it
13.
Okay, well that it's it'd be great if you had actually gotten that to go up a couple of shifts so that you could tell them off.
Exactly.
But as it is, you answer the question without a problem, and he considers it, and he's like, all right, well, I mean, seriously, you want to look at our spam software?
I want to look at everything.
Yeah, we're going to need access to the server room just for a bit.
Are you crazy? You're not cleared to have access to the server room. There's top secret information in there.
We're cleared to have access to everything.
Yeah.
Do you have government clearance? Because you need government clearance to have access to the server room.
I think we have that.
That's what escorts are for.
Yeah.
We'll check with here in a minute. We can check with security to make sure we have that. I will on my iPad motion to the security guy. Hey, we need you to tell the security people, or find a way to get us quote government access to allow us into the server room.
All right, team. We're gonna go through some basics here first. Standard operating procedure for granting government access, clearance level 3. You should see a request coming through from the IT team. They're going to be testing that on their end as well. So you go ahead and just confirm that when it comes through. It's just a test.
Excellent.
Okay. Making a wit plus.
I'm so bad at this.
Wit plus influence roll. I think you have something an asset that gives you a bonus to that, don't you? Or is it no? It's to investigation rolls. Wait.
Yeah. No, I'm.
It doesn't tell for that. Yeah. Just roll.
Roll.
You have somebody with you.
I'm checking. I'm checking. Yeah, I'm a detective, but I don't think I was ever an undercover detective. I just.
You can also use your flux points to do stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, what do I
This would
do?
be a good time for flux points.
Yeah, don't forget that you could spin those. You should.
This is wit plus influence. All right, so I got 2 so far.
Hang on.
A bead of sweat is rolling down my face as I try and act nonchalant. What is the expenditure of a flux point, grant me?
Every flux point you spend adds 1 to your roll.
Okay. Great.
Okay.
There you go. The target number that you're trying to reach is 9.
I have 6 of those, I believe. Yeah. I will add 4 to this. I'm looking for a 9.
If you rolled a 2, shouldn't that be a 7 for you? Total?
If I roll a 2?
Didn't you say you rolled a 2?
He starts
No,
with 2. He hasn't
I
rolled
have
a
a 2.
Oh, I thought you had wit and influence was 5. I thought you were one of us that
No.
I
You're
was
one of us.
incorrect. My bad.
All right, we got a 6, so I just blew a bunch of points for no reason. So 6.
Actually, I think you could spend those points after the roll.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yep.
So we've got
Am I
a
right?
6, an 8, and 9 exactly. And there is benefit to going a bit over, right? Or is that not always the case?
There's benefit to going 5 over.
Oh, okay. We're not going to spend 5 points. All right, never mind. I spend no points. I hit the target exactly.
Okay. So you know the head of security nods and says, "Do what he says."
Sweat of efficiency.
Nice.
All right, you guys.
Okay.
Relay.
All right. So the IT guy Roger takes you down to where the IT department is, which is down in the it's almost in the southwest corner, but it's number 41.
Okay.
And he's got there's a lot of people in there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 desks. There's that many people in there. It looks exactly like the QA department at Sony Online Entertainment in 2008. But it's kind of dark, and it's exactly how an IT office is expected to look like. It looks like they're trying to make it look like they're in the basement, even though you're actually on the 20th floor. All the lights are out. The ones that they couldn't actually turn off because they're on automatic timers, they've got covered up with shit.
Nice.
And they all kind of look up and look at you guys all suspiciously when you walk in, like, you know, in that socially awkward way that nerds have. He walks over to his desk and picks up his phone, which for some reason he has a phone at his desk at this day and age, and calls over to security. And meanwhile, Lamorak hears the call coming and says that they're checking on their governmental security clearance, what it is.
What? They're checking on it?
Yeah. The IT guy is asking the security guy to check on what their security clearance is. So the IT guy says, "Oh yeah, they have clearance, no problem."
Yeah.
Let them have whatever they need.
Yes. Okay.
And Roger hangs up the phone and he says, "Okay, okay, what is it that you wanted us to do again?"
We're gonna run into the server and run some very typical. I turn to typical stress tests on a couple different things. If you want to be in there with us, we completely understand. If you've got other things to do at your desk, that's fine.
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea if I'm in there, you know, just in case you have any questions, because I don't think anybody else could answer them.
We probably will. Lead the way, Roger.
All right.
All right. While that's going on, I've got my light set up, and I'm going to grab everybody from that side, from that area where the doors face onto the server room.
Uh-huh.
Because I thought that those were cubicles rather than offices. So
They're offices.
So if they're offices, then it looks like from roughly about 26 through 60. 26 to 40, and then 60 through 62 are the ones I'm going to be rounding people up from.
Okay.
And just kind of start at 60 and move my way along, knocking on offices, saying, all right, come with me. Yep, you too, come on, let's go. And bring them over to where I have the light set up.
All right, let's see. I want you to make a wit plus influence roll.
Alrighty.
Your target number is 11.
Okay. I rolled a 6, and another 1 makes 7, plus my score of 7 is 14.
Okay.
So.
Think about it. Okay, so far you haven't had anybody deny you or try to stay behind. It looks like you're doing a pretty good job of making sure that you're getting all of them.
Okay, good.
As
and yeah, set them up over on that hallway, with this really stupid task.
Okay.
And
it's going to take you about 5 minutes or so to walk through all of those offices.
Yep. Okay.
And for all of those cats.
Yes.
In the meantime, Roger heads out and heads around the back way through where the all hands meeting is, heading towards the server room. You get interrupted on the way by a very bright, chirpy blonde who has a box with her that says on it, it has it's got a dark blue awareness ribbon on it, and it's an awareness ribbon for cosmic radiation dangers. And there's like a little radiation symbol on it as well, and then she says, "Would you like to donate some money today to help victims of cosmic radiation overcome the horror of their figures and get new faces?"
Absolutely. If you want to go talk to the guy setting up the lights, he should have all of the donation for our entire department.
That's wonderful! And she goes running off. A few moments later, while you're in the middle of getting all of these people, Gorloy, you're accosted by a bright, bubbly blonde who would like to have the group's donation for the cosmic radiation awareness.
For whose donation?
Cosmic radiation?
No. Who are you asking for a donation? The group?
Your group. Your friend said that you had the whole donation for the entire group.
I did.
You did? Yeah, you do.
Well,
yeah.
all right.
You did? Did you not have it anymore?
There's a thief about.
I'm gonna come through on your radio, G, and just offer. I could have her as the target in a test if you need it.
You know what? Hold that thought, I said. I have a job I need you to do. So I'll just roll her up along with the whole crowd. This is an avalanche. This is a snowball. She's not going to stop me.
She's very confused. But luckily, the person she's standing next to gives her a donation, so she's kind of happy about that. All right. All of a sudden, Lamorak, where you are with security, which let's say is did we decide where security was and where you actually are?
Not just from a strategic standpoint. I said I wanted them in the monitor room, and it looks to me like usually those types of places would be either 1 or 17. Like they tend to be in the wings. I don't know why.
Yeah, let's say 17. It's got more desks in it.
Okay. Yeah, so we're in the nerve center for this floor.
All of a sudden, like, everybody in the security starts to get up. They're like, because there's an email that comes through, you see, and it's for a birthday party happening right now.
God damn fucking
in the San Lorenzo video conferencing room.
Oh. She had one job.
This is where Bert happens to be right now, I guess.
That's coincidental.
If you walk into that room, you walk in to see them getting ready with a big chocolate birthday cake, and it says "Happy Birthday, Susan" on it, huge. And after they have like slices for like this wing, basically.
So my task in this multi-pronged farce is to actually get all of the managers in one spot.
Oh yeah.
So that there's no management going around. So all of the managers are in there.
Yeah, exactly.
They come in with the cake.
Yes.
And I just tell them to go with it. The managers have to sit there. And they need to all sing happy birthday and present her with some sort of token of their appreciation.
They have to provide a birthday gift from their person.
Yes. And this is a test of their managerial style.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. The wall between the video conferencing area doesn't look complete. What's the wall between the video conferencing?
It's the sliding door. So
sliding glass door, right?
It's glass. Yeah.
Okay. And then I was right to set this thing up the way I did. All right.
So all of security, along with the inhabitants of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22, start heading to the video conferencing room.
All of security?
All of security.
Okie dokie. That does not include me.
That does not include you? You're going to stay where you are?
Oh, yeah. I just got access to all of their lasers and shit.
Well,
can you lock everybody in the conference room?
Oh, dude, yeah. Is that bulletproof glass? This is a high security zone. Can we seal the entire building in the video conference room? Like, they're eating cake. It's going to take them like an hour and a half to figure it out.
And even if they do, all it takes is one person standing outside taking notes on how they react. They'll think it's normal or part of our test.
Or standing inside with the stopwatch.
Or inside, yes. But I didn't know if you would necessarily want to be locked in with them.
Yeah.
Or we could just wait for this stupid birthday party to be over and then proceed with the plan.
What do you guys want to do?
No, I'll just let them pile in.
Hey.
Yeah, let them eat cake and let us just get into the server room.
Yeah.
Let them eat cake and let us get to the server room. Okay. Okay, so this whole part of the building files into the video conferencing room, makes for kind of tight quarters, but everybody loves free cake. And, you know, Susan has to come in, and Susan pretends that she's really surprised, and she didn't expect this all along, and, you know, there's streamers and shit, and everybody sings happy birthday very poorly and kind of like they're bored.
Birthday party of the damned.
I'll send out a message just to the group that says, here in a minute, I'm going to have Roger leave the server room. Distract him as long as possible, but not before we're in. Get him caught up in birthday crap.
So Roger takes you guys down the corridor. He turns off all the lasers with his badge because he's going through there. They automatically go off because of his badge, and walks you down all the way through to the two security doors into the main server room, but doesn't yet make a move to let you into the high security server room. So anyways, you could probably start here. There's a ton of stuff.
Okay. All right. What now? Can I physically see into the high security server room?
Yes, there's glass. It's all glass.
Okay.
It's all glass. Yeah, it's all glass.
I will go. I don't think I'm going to be able to, unless what is it? Chris, you're with us, right?
I am.
Do you want to see if you can talk him into letting us into the big server room?
All right. I'm trying to think of what we would possibly need to do there, but actually, here's the thing, Roger. Our mandate actually has us starting from the top down, so we'll need to get into the high security wing first and work our way back here. Then I check the time. Then I check the time and I'm timing him.
He throws his hands up in the air and says, "Right, whatever," and opens the door.
There we go.
I was hoping he was going to ask security for clearance. Just here.
My alternative was to ask you in security to just turn all the cameras off and then knock him unconscious.
Okay. Once we're in there, I'll turn and say, okay. Now, is this room in something like a Faraday cage? Does it have wireless protection? Does it have laser protection for being able to transfer files via the name of the thing where
EMF.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, this area is completely secure.
Okay, I hand him a little like a little wireless device, and I'll say this. Okay, just check. Are you getting a signal from me here?
No.
Well, I mean, we're still in the server room. This is a control to make sure. You should get a signal from me to you. I want to see if you can get a signal from the other side of the wall. I want to see if you can get a signal from your desk, and then come back in here just to make sure.
Are you really?
I'm sorry, do you not consider information technology security a high priority here?
Interesting.
Fine. Wait, give me a roll. Wit plus influence.
I'm going to need somebody else to roll that.
Then your flex points. Difficulty is 9.
Difficulty is 9? Alright, I will spend 4 flex points.
Well, you spend them after.
Yeah,
Okay.
spend them after.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how I got to keep mine.
In that case, I only need to spend 3 flex points.
Hey.
Oh, wait, no, explode. Never mind. Wait, never mind. 11.
Hey!
Never mind. No flex point spent.
All right. So the A team didn't really need a face because
Got lucky.
I have a wits plus influence of 1. Insanely lucky.
Oh.
Okay. Roger sighs and he's like, "Fine, whatever," and he walks outside and he says, "Okay, I'm checking."
All right, I turn to Cecilia. Do your thing, girl. Cat is now getting dice.
All the dice.
All right. Hacking rules.
What are we doing here? She plugs in the computer to the thing.
I assume you're all going to want to go in with her, the ones that are in that room with her?
Yeah.
Before we do when we go in, do we physically disappear from the real world?
No.
When we go in, is it any kind of weird time dilation?
No.
Okay. So
are they aware of
one of us has to stay awake in case somebody comes back.
Yeah. Are they aware of their real selves or not?
Yeah, because it's basically all happening through your iPhone. So it's like, to you, it's like a virtual reality video game. And so the outside world, while it'll be muted, you'll still be able to hear it. If there was like a loud bang or you know.
Is it
Or
obvious?
screams of
Is it obvious to someone looking at us that we are engaged in something else?
It depends on how good your acting is.
Okay.
I can monitor you guys with the video cam and just let you know if anyone's heading your direction.
All right.
That's
That would
true,
be
he's
good.
got
Snap us
accent
out of
on
it, etc. Or lock them out of the room.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
could work too.
And I've got my own obfuscation at work too. So
All right. Everyone else, team, don't let anyone go in there.
Where are you, Doria? What are you up to?
You know what? I will, as Roger's coming out of the IT room, I'll just put my arm around his shoulder and say, "Hey, you know what? I need to learn more about your department. I need to know. You're obviously the captain of the ship. Who's your second mate?"
second mate. Yeah. First mate, who cares? Second mate, you want to know that one?
You're the real hero here, Doria.
First.
So I will try and keep them busy with a lot of different exercises.
He's checking the signal all the way back to the AT room. There's just kind of like a really annoyed look on his face, like more annoyed than just regular nerd annoyed.
Excellent.
Roll me, Doria. Give me a wits plus influence roll.
Plus influence, okay.
Your target number is 9.
I will spend flux since I've been rolling poorly. Okay. Let's see. I start with 7. I got 5, so I got 12.
Nice.
All right. So you're taking them through thought exercises and teaching them to feel through their cores.
Yeah, I'm gonna have them write.
You want to access. They're all left-brain people, so you need to access the right side of their brain.
Exactly. So I'm gonna have them write with their non-dominant hand their personal biography and break them up into triads so they can share together.
Lots of feeling talk.
Lots of feeling talk.
Ask them to interpret poetry. You'll have a fucking riot on your hands.
Is this where the talking sword is used?
I don't have the talking sword with me, so.
Did you take the talking sword with you into the server room?
Yes, I did.
The one person who's not doing a group event.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
But if I hear screaming,
Well, that's just if anyone gets mouthy in any of the other groups, let them know, well, you don't have a talking sword. So.
are you holding the talking sword? We don't even know where it is. Exactly.
Yeah,
now you're catching on.
Okay. Cat,
Yes.
make your no plus sciences roll to get in.
21.
Okay, well, you got in. And then make one more to get your friends in.
$17.
All right. All right. Well, the rest of you will go on ice for a short while.
Now, for those of us who are in your metal, you are now using your metal is now 5 because you're using Celia's knowledge skill as your metal.
Okay. Cool.
So make a note of that. All right, who is in here? We have Glenn, Celia. Who are the other two people? Jack. That's it? There's just three of you?
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Alright.
nobody else wanted to come.
Alright, you appear in the central hub for Globex. I want to look at what my thingy says. Alright. Yes, Fog of War is enabled. Therefore, there's more than what you can see. What is clearly available to you that you can see is the northern route that goes into human resources, where at the very, very end of it, where you see that filing cabinet, that's where all of the personnel is. Let me give you an idea of what you're looking at. The nodes where you see the locks on them are places where you're going to have to make a hacking roll in order to get through. So in order to get through the end with the files, you have to make 3 hacking rolls. 4, actually, because you have to do it once you get into the files, too. So, like, and if you wanted to go, say, to employee training or the company org chart and poke around in there, or you wanted to go poke around in cloud storage, when you actually get to the node that you're looking for, you also have to make a hacking roll in order to get the information.
Okay.
When you fail a hacking roll, I will roll on a random encounter table, and you will have to fight something. None of these are easy. So, you are at the main hub, and from here, that little home sign that you see off of there is the Globex homepage on the internet. And where you are, you can be teleported into any of the nodes that you see here, the human resources node, the cloud storage node, or the security node.
What specific information are we looking for again?
You're mainly looking for the personnel records of the people who are in that cult, but you are running an investigation, so you're going to want to get as much information as you can.
Yeah. Achievement unlocked. Get everything.
All right, go to it.
Let's start for specifically what we came for, the employee, I guess.
All right. Zap yourselves into the home node for this particular area. Yeah, and this is all sleek, and the walls are black and shiny and have little zips of like Tron-like light going all over the place. It's a very high-tech representation that you have in here. To your right and left, there's areas that you could go down, or you could just go straight on ahead towards the first lock.
We'll just go straight on ahead then.
Once more unto the breach.
Right, and here there's a teleporter pad, but in order to get to it, you have to unlock it from a console kind of area. So you're going to make a hacking roll. That's going to be against a target number of 15.
Yeah.
15 exactly.
Nice.
Okay, you unlock the first lock without too much trouble. Now you've got to do it for the second lock. Same target number.
4 and 6 and 10 plus 5 is 15.
All right, one more.
Same target?
Same target.
Must have been a flux point.
Yes. That one I rolled a 14, so I'm going to spend a flux point to get that one more point.
Okay. Okay. teleports you into the room that that is the directory to the database that you're looking at. When you come in, however, there's already a program waiting for you.
Okay.
It would be, hang on, I'm going to pull them out here. Here we go. Why isn't his little stuff showing? When things don't work right. Oh, actually, no, you can't see that. Okay. Huh. Okay, well, whatever. He doesn't want to do that. And he says, "Halt! Who goes there?"
It's me, Sexton P. Hardcastle.
You do not belong here.
We have government clearance.
It's true. Make him check.
You either have to defeat him through combat, or you can make a hacking roll to the target number of 25.
Let's defeat him in combat.
Let's go set. But before we start combat, I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
I can play basically in God mode to boost my physical skills.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a limit to that? Can I do that through the whole combat? It doesn't really say.
Yeah, you can do it through the whole.
Yeah, you can do it once a round.
Okay. So there's no limit to how many times I can do that in a game.
No, yeah.
Okay. Let's do this.
Okay, of the three of you who are in this room, which one of you has the highest initiative? And what is it?
Probably Cat. Initiative is going to be your wits plus your instinct.
Mine is 5.
5 as well for me.
Mine is 1.
Okay. Okay, so 5 is okay. So pick one of you to roll a d6.
Chris, why don't you roll d6? Never mind.
I rolled a 5.
There we go.
All right.
What the hell are you doing, Noah?
5 is 10.
Just providing a hacking ambiance.
That's awesome.
Morton gets to go first.
This is my favorite.
That's great.
Wow.
I've never seen that before. That's great.
Oh, I should look. Where's the lawnmower man?
Well, she's playing in God mode.
No.
He takes a swipe at Celia.
Oh no.
Of course he does.
Let's see. Okay. Make a defense roll. And it's it would be a dodge roll, so it'd be def plus athletics. Your target number is 17.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to put my knowledge. No. Okay, yeah. I'm going to put those points, those 6 points, in. You said deafness, right? Or athletic?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm putting those in deafness.
Okay.
Oh. Oh. So. 11, 12. Not helping much. That's helped me a lot.
That's less than 17.
Yes, it is. Consider.
Now has the that means I get to roll all of these dice.
Oh no.
No.
What's your damage reduction?
I have no idea.
For melee,
Yeah, it would be for melee.
it's 8.
Okay. 4 plus 10. Okay, you take a wound.
Oh.
I'll mark it on your sheet here. If I can get to it. Is that you? No, wait. Who's that? No, that's Jack. He gets to keep his hit points.
For now.
All right, next it's your guys' turn, so decide amongst you who's going to go first.
Well, I just got hit, so do I still have an action?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I can go first.
You actually have 2 actions every round. You can do a move action and an attack action. Or 2 move actions or 2 attack actions, one of which is at a I don't know. I don't actually think you can do that part. Never mind.
Can Cap continue to try to hack him while we're fighting him?
No, because at this point I'm not hacking anything. I'm fighting as well.
Yeah, she's fighting for her life.
I didn't know if you know, me and Arthur kept him
My target
occupied.
number is nigh impossible to reach anyway. I'm going to go first and cast a spell called Bullet Time on Celia here. We're going to hope it does well.
Okay.
It does. I got 15 I needed.
Okay, what do you
Go ahead.
what does bullet time do?
Bullet Time makes you become Neo from the Matrix. Now, instead of having 1 action per round, she has 5.
Holy crap!
Celia turns into Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Whoa.
And she can do that for this round and the next one, and that's it.
Which way? To the awesome.
Okay, so are you who you're gonna push the popcorn to next then?
I'm going to push it to Celia.
Okay, Celia, what are you gonna do?
I guess I'm gonna try and hit him again, or for the first time.
All right, go for it.
We have all of our. Do we have weapons in here? I forget.
Yeah, you have the same stuff that you have otherwise outside.
So if we didn't bring weapons in, we don't have weapons in mud.
No, you have your normal retinue of weapons.
Okay.
They're just virtual.
Okay. Okay. I'm tapping up my whatever.
You're definite.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. 5 and 11. 16 hit.
Nice. That's cool.
Let's see if it does. Just barely, yes. So roll your damage.
Nine.
Unfortunately, it doesn't get through his armor. But you do hit him.
Now do that one more time.
Now, how many more moves do you have or attacks do you have?
One more.
18 to hit.
How much?
18.
18? That hits.
9 damage.
That does not get through his armor. You're parrying. Or are you using your bow?
Yeah.
So you're Your arrows are bouncing off of his armor ineffectively.
Okay. Well, now I'm gonna try that. All right.
Oh, that was awesome.
4 is 10 plus 6 is 15. Wait, is it hit?
Oh, hackers.
Yeah, it's
She did 9 damage again.
The word.
You get 2 more.
bloop.
Shot twice. We've done another thing once. You have 5 total.
Oh, fine. Well, 14 hit.
Not this time. It goes right over his right shoulder and clatters off of the glass wall on the other side.
Last one.
Oh, it looks like it's glass in here, but you know it's virtual, so it's not really any material. It just makes it sound like it's glass.
14 again.
Does not hit. Hi, see, I made it harder. All right, so do you have one more roll yet, or is that it?
No, that was it.
That was it.
Okay. All right, so pass your popcorn to who wants to go next. Oh, actually, there's only Jack left, right? There's only Gordon left.
Yep.
Go for it.
All right, I will take a fearsome swing at him.
A fearsome swing.
Oh yes, fearsome. There's lots of screaming and frothing involved. Oh yeah, no, that's not going to hit anybody. I got a total of a 9.
Yeah, that doesn't hit him. No, I don't even have to roll my flex dice.
No. Fierce, but pointless.
Okay. About 5 minutes have passed outside. Now it passes around to Norton's turn, and he's going to fortunately go after the hacker again because she was poking him with arrows. It's just not nice. His name is Norton, by the way.
Of course it is.
We're going to put him on trial.
Norton McAfee.
Okay, he's gonna try.
Didn't the guy who made McAfee end up, like, going to jail?
Really? I don't know.
Last I heard, he was still fleeing from the police in Belarus.
I
Okay,
thought his trial was going to last 30 days.
Roll your death plus roll your death plus athletics. I can't say plus all of a sudden. I want to say plus athletics against a target number of 16.
I missed by 1.
You can spend flux point.
No, I'll just.
You're gonna just miss. Okay. Okay. All of a sudden, all 3 of you disappear.
How hard? How much damage does it do?
Doesn't do any damage.
Oh no.
Why did we disappear?
Because you're sent to malware detention.
Oh no!
There, you get to unveil a little bit of the... In order to get out of malware detention, you have to make 5 consecutive hacking rolls at a difficulty of 17. Or you can disconnect and come back and try again later.
Wait, you can just disconnect from malware detention? That's
Well, they're not
Hardly
actual
used.
malware. They're actual. Yeah.
Well, do we all have to make that?
No, she just
Individually?
has to make the hack.
She just has to make that. All right.
And she'll unlock the door essentially, and you'll actually, if she does that and she unlocks the door, you'll actually be past the first level of security into the high security area. But
Okay.
it's 9 o'clock, so that means we're gonna call this a save point.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and then so Kat, that means that you get to sit and think about these 5 rolls you have to make for the next 2 weeks.
Oh no!
no pressure.
No, I would literally have to roll a 6 at least on every single.
I don't
roll.
think that's true.
Yes, it is because I have 11.
Okay.
Yeah, she has 11. So
We'll look over the map.
I would suggest at least trying it. Well, you know, I'm not going to suggest anything. You guys do whatever you want.
Okay.
Problem.
No problem solver longer.
And that is sufficiently hard enough. I actually did a pretty good job of that, I think.
Yeah, much better than the first one when I was just like blowing all the numbers out of the park.
Right.
Which
Yeah.
was nice, don't get me wrong.
Well, I presume you also intended that battle to be with the whole team.
Yeah. Well, you know, possibly.
We'll see.
I'm going on the old school way of thinking that you guys are. You're not gonna have balanced encounters
Exactly.
a lot of the time. So you know, sometimes it'll be super easy like it was last time, and it was super easy last time for a reason because Mordred wanted you guys to break in. All right. Thank you everybody for another great session. I'm gonna stop the broadcast. So if you want to say goodbye to the internet.
Bye, Internet.
Bye.
Internet.